Oh, we were experiencing some technical difficulties here. I'm going to sort this out, but let me bring you in. I love ships. I have been very active the last few days, especially um, on the forums, looking for ships and seeing what other people think of said things. And we're here tonight to talk about what you want to see and these 7 ships that have appeared that are unannounced and being worked on. CJ, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to 2 ships, to be honest, in the pipeline, and obviously you know one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the Legionnaire, um, and the other one, which I wasn't actually expecting until like next year or wait till after way after 4.0. But we've had information that the Zeus is progressing very nicely. So I don't know if we're going to see it soon, but there's a paint for Halloween allegedly. So I'm hopeful, but don't know. What about you, Hyperion? What are you looking forward for?
You already know. I'm looking
Oh,
forward to the friggin' Polaris, but
oh,
I mean anything that comes out. And I'm not trying to be inflammatory here, but anything that comes out that's not freaking Drake, I'll be happy with. But
mm,
as we saw with the Ironclad, there are certain ships that just kind of get me sometimes. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, fair. Yeah, I mean the Ironclad's looking juicy, but we're not going to be looking at that anytime soon, are we?
No, not at all. Honestly, I would like an Origin ship, but I doubt they'll make one, seeing as how the 400i is only a couple of years old.
Yeah, but they are using the Ironclad to help progress the Kraken though, which is good. They're doing obviously all of that modular stuff where they can take certain components from certain ships and cross deck them onto other platforms that are of the same manufacturer. So it should make the Ironclad arrive a bit quicker, hopefully.
It should. And honestly, even though, and I don't even have one, but the Bottom Merchantman, I want that to hurry up and come out, if for no other reason, so everyone can shut up. Like just sit here. Here's your ship.
Yeah,
Let's stop talking about it. You know.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Battle Management purely from a perspective of it's more loot for me to steal. So like it's just other targets for me to target in the verse. But I mean, from the concept pictures, it is a beautiful looking ship, and I can actually very much so appreciate that they're taking their time getting the right developers on it and all that sort of stuff because it needs to be spot on, and
Yeah.
hopefully that time will turn it to that.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Uh,
Mm. I like
Other
the
than that,
Perseus though. The Perseus.
you
I'm
know,
looking forward to that.
yeah, I'm looking forward to the Versus. Really just to kind of see what it does, right?
Yeah.
But I do think that we were talking about this the other day. One Dark Yourself and I were talking about the fact that they're kind of pushing everybody into uh, multi-crew, right? But it
Yeah.
actually be having a purpose, and not being able to do anything with the ship, well, if you don't have more than one person on the ship. And honestly and truthfully, everyone's like, oh, well, the Polaris is kind of doing that now with the torpedoes not being uh, pilot fireable. I would argue that the 890 jump has been doing that. You know, the
Yeah.
the the 890 jump is far less able to defend itself if there's only one person on it.
It's the same as like probably a little bit different, but like the Hammerhead. Obviously has
Yeah.
no pilot fireable guns, has pilot fireable
Yep.
missiles. Or no, they're torps, aren't they? Size fives, I think. Are they torps in
No, I think they're missiles.
the missiles? Okay, so yeah, it's got
Yeah.
pilot fired missiles, but because it's so slow and so bulky, you can't rate fight anything anyway. So those missiles are only good for the first contact. Um, but yeah, I know what you mean. It'd be good to have some like actual forced multi-crew gameplay. Um,
Yeah.
if that's the
Yeah.
polite word of putting it.
it's gonna give people a crash course on how to play together and not be,
Yeah,
the way everyone is accustomed to playing these. I want to do it my way. I want to do it my way. Well, we should do this. And it's like, no. Well, now we all have a single goal, and if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then we're gonna all die, and it'll be your
yeah,
fault.
yeah. No, it'd be pretty good. Oh, what else? What else? Um,
So some of the stuff I've been looking at today was speaking with Hyperion earlier is like the Odyssey. I know it's obviously unannounced ships compared to the unannounced ones we're gonna talk about today, even though we don't know anything about it. So we can posture, we can invent stuff, and just copium can take over. But yes, I was revisiting some of the stuff from the Odyssey, man, and just say like that is a complete package of a ship, isn't it, for exploration with 4.0 on the horizon, the ability to like mine and refine at the same time, a bit like the Galaxy, but like melded together with the Carrack. Yeah, ships like that, man. Just looking forward to just seeing them, being in them, crewing them. Yeah, I've got enough big ships, so I can crew someone else's.
That's usually how I feel about it, honestly. Um,
no, you must have more big ships. Oh,
uh,
can't wait for the Orion. I'm gonna
well, they have
pilot fly that Orion, and I'm gonna struggle, but I'm gonna do it with a big grin on my face.
to. Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like they have to give me a reason to want to have that struggle.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like it's there's a lot of things that there's not a reason for a lot of things, which is what I think is leading to so many people's frustration um about it is because like yeah, you can do this thing, but there's no real reason to it. Or like the bigger ships, it's like um oh the I don't know, we'll use the Carrack for instance, right? There really is no reason behind it, and then half the things that I would argue three-quarters of the things in the Carrack don't work, or no one else has anything to do, whether it be the engineering that's coming in that'll give people something to do, or component breakdown that'll give people something to do, and I don't know. I think where a lot of the frustration, especially why people are always looking forward to new chips, is because uh, the community kind of has to make a sense of purpose out of things that while waiting for the game's sense of purpose, in my opinion.
Mm.
Yeah. So,
But chips,
on Duck, what have we got to waffle about now then?
Well, we already think
waffling.
we know what one of these unannounced ships is, and it's the lovely Saber that was shown off the other day. I still believe it's a racing variant, and I think I'd love to be able to put a bet down for that. But before that, thank you, Uncle Melky, for the follow. And he's asking no love for the Rylan. I'd like to see the Rylan. Or the Raylan.
Yeah.
How are we pronouncing it?
Again, I'm going to say Raylan because it's Rail N. So I'm going to say Raylan. And again, I would absolutely love to see the Raylan in game. Very large cargo capacity. All the cargo pods are on the external of the vehicle. You know what that means? Easy to shoot off. So, yeah, I think the Raylan's gonna make me very happy when it comes. Will I own one? No chance.
Why not?
Because I know I'm a cargo player at heart, but I've got my iron chads for that. So the only cargo I'm hauling are going to be inside my convertible Drake ship,
Iron Chad.
the Iron Chad.
That's hilarious.
But no, the Raylan. To be fair, actually, give alien ships their credit. Obviously, the Raylan just looks like a fatter Sulan, and the design aesthetic of both of those ships. So I'm going to say specifically the Sulan because we've seen it. It's really really cool. And I would absolutely love to see that same sort of stuff carried across. Maybe the same vehicle art developers moving on to the Raylan. I think that could be pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I think it's supposed to be 3 floors, isn't it? The Raylan. Same as the Sulan, where it's really annoyingly separated by an elevator. Um, and it's got to be large. We've already seen like the pictures, the concept sizing of it, and frontally the cross section's got to be huge. But having the triangular cargo pods, hopefully they stay in and don't get reconcepted straight away. All those little bits. It's just new stuff, new ship, and something else to loot.
You and the looting. I don't know, man.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think we'll see more than like ships like the Legionnaire come out, like different from a different manufacturer? Do you reckon someone could do a Legionnaire design a bit better, a boarding ship, hacking ship?
I mean, a Drake equivalent of a Legionnaire. Considering Drake's supposed to be the official, unofficial piracy brand. More hinting towards the unofficial side of it. But yeah, I mean, if we're going to go off that logic, I think I've already spoken. You probably already know this, and I mentioned it a number of times on the stream. If there's going to be another boarding vessel that I'd be as hyped for, any guesses what it is? Remember what the name is? No, Vandal Cleaver.
No idea.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Vandal Cleaver. Do you know the one at the end of the CitizenCon video where it just burrowed into the side of the ship like a little botfly? Or I think that would be absolutely beautiful. And then out comes some like 12-foot absolute brutes
Would that
with
be
like pikes or whatever they've got in there. Like big pikes or something, big spears. Or well, I suppose it's 2954. They ain't going to be carrying like spears or pikes. They're going to be some fancy alien joust laser cannon tachyon shooters or something like that. But that cleaver looking scene, just there's something about it that just tickles my piracy bone, and that piracy bone is very tickled.
No piracy bone tickling.
No,
None of that.
piracy bone tickling. Well, I can pickle the piracy bone. Oh, what's up, chap? The Galaxy daily. I mean, I can see that.
could be a bit much for a daily driver
But
though.
the Galaxy ain't gonna have. Is it got pilot-controlled weapons?
I don't believe so.
You know, I don't know.
I think it does. I think it's something, and this is my brain working here. I think there's 3 weapon sets, and one's pilot controlled, and then there's one on the top of the left and the right wings. And I think because of its little Dorito wedge, you can get 3 weapon groups on. I think I want to say they're size 4s, twin size 4s. No, they've got to be twin size 4s. They're going to be quad size 4s. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be very good as a solo, like daily. But I mean, I reckon it's going to have the firepower to get in and get out and punch a few teeth on the way through.
So the pilot only has
Yeah, I
access
think it's
to missiles.
booster double.
Okay, so yeah, so again, that's not really going to be a good daily, is it? But yeah, I mean, the Galaxy is just, it can have 2 people in turrets, maybe 3. I can't remember. Space for snubs in the back. I reckon it could do some damage, but I mean that's not what it's there for, is it? It's a little cargo hauler, little fry new ship, little medical bay. It's not there for that. The Galaxy is going to be
Area
very
Pisces.
nice. Yeah, it's a little pocket carrier. It's going to carry like a Pisces for the medical side of it. Don't pull that face.
On.
Don't pull that face. If it's a ship that carries another ship, then it's a pocket carrier in my eyes.
So the Connie's a pocket carrier?
No, because it doesn't carry the ship. It attaches. It becomes one with the ship.
Of course it does.
So it's a limb of the Connie. Or actually, no. You can fit a Fury on the cargo pad. It's pocket carrier. Confirmed.
Jesus freaking Christ. Okay.
Yeah, confirmed.
I mean,
So
it is a beautiful looking ship though, isn't it?
It is beautiful, and Pete, you've seen my fleet.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of my fleet. If it's not Drake, it's Dorito wedge-shaped ships. The Galaxies, the Zeuses, the
Eclipse.
Perseus, the Polaris, like the Eclipse, the non. Well, it goes beyond piracy, doesn't it? That's just it's a griefing vehicle more than anything. But yeah, that Dorito-shaped ship, the pointy bit, is just something that's just, I think, so beautiful and well captured by RSI.
Can you just imagine, like, just rolling up on the player, just completely, he's gone to make a brew. You shoot open the back door and just board. Just go for it. Once you're in, you're in. Doors down.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be quite good. I think because the Galaxy can also carry 512 cargo, I think it was, plus then 64 or 32 in the back. So do you know where the Pisces comes out?
Yeah.
Either side, there's a cargo grid for supplies. And I think it's either a 32 or a 64 cargo grid. So it can carry its fair share of cargo. So it would be quite a provocative little ship to try and board and break into. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of. Oh, it's also got a docking collar as well. So you know what that means. Legion of the Gate.
Just go around with your taxi.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just going to try and think of all the ways to break into it now. Yeah.
So Malky's mentioned he doesn't see much discussion about the Odyssey. We did actually open with a little bit about the Odyssey that I sort of like slept on that ship. And it was only today really I did a deep dive and sort of like looked at some of the stuff that's come out from, I think it was like CitizenCon 2951. I think that was when it was announced, and to be fair, I'm quite impressed by what I saw. It does look like a ship that could be very much lived in with a nice little crew. I really want to see what's going to happen with like Org Tools 2.0 and that real career aspect of exploration, the group activity of exploration, because it's going to cause potentially some issues with orgs. Is like if you're going to do an org move from one place to another, and someone can't be there for that day. Yeah, then they need to find a time or escorts or another supporting body to have that mutual support to be able to move from that system to another. So it's going to take a lot of like organization and putting together.
Is the Odyssey the one that is supposed to be like the home away from home? The one where you don't have to like dock anywhere and stuff like that. Like, is the Odyssey the refinery, mining refinery ship that you can do?
Yeah, it can do that.
It can only refine its own quantum fuel.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So that's the one that's supposed to be like once it goes out, it just doesn't need to return for any reason. I think.
That Galaxy would be the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Galaxies. I think that's going to be a little bit more, not aggressive, active on that role. Whereas, like, it looks like the Odyssey can kind of like just passively just survive. Look, bring up the hollow viewer. I want to see what. Yeah, it's down, where the weapon things are.
Oh, I forget you can see the
Do a little bit lower
screen. There we go.
Yeah.
So, mind my rather poor internet. Oh.
Yeah, it's going. It's going.
Nearly there.
Yeah.
We do want it all. Oh, look at
that. Nah, instantly not interested.
Oh, why is that?
Nah, because none of my ships look like.
It's not pointy enough for him.
It's not pointy enough. It's very phallic. Yeah, nah. I can see what people like.
Right, I know what you'll be interested in. I've got to work out how to use this. It'll be how to zoom in. Enhance.
Is there a docking collar?
Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Do that. Yeah, well, you can see it is there. There's your docking collar. Is there one on the other side?
There is a docking collar. It's like trying to teach him down how to use Facebook.
Yeah. That's a docking collar as well, isn't it?
Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like a docking collar. Is it too industrial?
Oh, so this must be. So that's the ship docking collar on the other side, isn't it? And then you've got the. This will be how you roll up to the station. Very nice.
It's supposed to be universal.
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Obviously, that's concept, but I've heard part of the pass for it is going to be all the docking collars are all going to be universal. I think I've heard that the Reclaimer The top docking collar and the side ones, the shoulder entrances, I believe they're all supposed to be like one size fits all when it comes to the clicky bit.
Clicky bit.
The clicky bit, scientific term. What's that? I'm gonna
Synonymous
coin that.
to the pointy bit.
Yeah, it's like the pointy bit. It's just it's pretty much like the bendy bit and the wiggly bit. So it's all on that
That's
same
fair.
plethora.
That's fair. I like that.
So who's chilling in chat? Chong, are you still there in chat? Because if you are, what ship are you looking forward to? And if it's not Gladius Mark II, I'm going to be very disappointed.
What would the Gladius Mark II look like?
Gladius Mark One, just
Just a bit more rounded.
Hardpoint increased size. Yeah, look, no, a
With-
bit more pointy.
With more pointy bits.
Yeah, more pointy bits. There's something about the design of the Gladius, and you're also going to understand where I see this resemble is the forward swept wings. So do you know how they kind of like they go out, but then they kind of like come forward a little tiny bit. It's almost like the Genesis Starliner and the Banning
Yeah.
Merchantman, where they kind of like they're out and they're forward, and they're not that pointy.
Yeah.
I kind of really like that design of the Gladius. I wonder if they would maybe make a two-seater fighter variant of it as like a Mark II. I don't know.
Oh, they
What
might.
does Chong think? What would you change about your Gladius to make a Mark II variant? The guy that just lives in a Gladius.
Whilst he's answering that, I found a picture of you, CJ.
Picture of me. Oh yeah.
100% you, the dictator from the film The Dictator.
Yeah.
It is too round on the top.
It's more scary.
It needs to be pointy. Pointy is scary.
Yeah, 100%. It needs to be pointy. Pointy means it moves faster. It means it can penetrate deeper.
But do you know what?
What is happening?
Mr. Roberts is not necessarily here just to please you, so I think this will do. Mulkey asked, is it too industrial?
No,
but you love industrial. You are the Drake guy. I don't know, I think it just
love
looks...
Drake for its industrial look.
No?
He likes Drake because of if it's utilitarian look, it just looks like everything has a purpose. Like it looks very practical.
Looks good with skull and crossbones
like
on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the MFD on the floor and the caterpillar. Like it's useful. Like if you've got a Toby eye tracker, you can look down and look at your target shield status. Like if you're looking down there on the floor and you've got little zoom buttons, so you can see it all the way down there as well. And I'm sure you can use it for some reason.
Uncle Malky is freaking Starfruit Stork.
Oh, okay. Why does Banana Pigeon not have his name on Twitch as well as Discord?
Banana Pigeon.
Chong would want the Gladius to be able to maneuver again. I don't think that's a Gladius issue, though, is it? That's a. I'm not going to call out a dev for it. That's a flight model issue.
An iteration.
Yeah, iteration. Yeah, because give it a year, and the Gladius will be king again.
I got into a discussion today
No,
about the F7A Mark 1 versus the Mark 2, and it just seems that they haven't quite updated the Mark 1's flight performance yet. So we're going to see a decline in the F7A Mark 1, which is such a shame because I was obviously bouncing them yesterday while we were over JT, taking out the Mark 2, and I'm like throwing in these hard turns like I have just been doing in the Mark 1, and I just stall and lose that performance, which was a shame.
So you should, though, realistically, innit?
No.
Like you shouldn't get outright fighted with a Mark 1. In any way, you should outperform it in every aspect. But I mean, I kind of wish all of the Hornets were a little bit more dog water, to be honest.
Why? So you can fly the Buccaneer?
No, because Buccaneer slaps dog water Hornets anyway. But no, the Hornets are stupid. The Mark II Alpha has so much firepower. It's ridiculous the amount of firepower it actually carries. So, yeah. But
new quantum effects are wanted with his Polaris. Just the Polaris, or
yeah,
do you want the whole package of
only.
new quantum effects, buddy?
I would rather have the new quantum effects now instead of having to wait all the way till IAE.
I love some of the sound upgrades they've made, such as the Raven and the Firebird. Man, that new sound is just incredible.
They need to turn the fucking. Ooh, they need to turn the noise for the Gladius engines down. It has the same problem that the C2's opening doors had when it first came out. It was so loud.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Gladius, like even when you're in space, if there's a Gladius anywhere in the fight, you hear it way before you see it.
Wait, you can see that
Nah,
blue
far
dot from far away.
Yeah, well, it's 2 blue dots, isn't it, for the Gladius?
Mm-hmm.
You got the exhaust trails. It's the twin exhausts, and it's the one. It's I think the only ship you can see 2 trails from. But no, the quantum effects. I'm looking forward to them coming out, but I hope they maintain the alien quantum effects.
I'm sure they shall.
So yeah, and can you imagine like if they did obviously different manufacturers, different alien manufacturers have obviously different quantum effects. We know they do because they're all pretty much different anyway at the minute, I think. But doing a mass quantum with the new effects, and they're all popping in and out of quantum in a scene would just be so cinematic. If only we had a third-person camera when that stuff was implemented that we could use to record things, you know. Because I'm assuming they'll probably get rid of that feature pretty soon, hopefully.
I hope not.
And
I get it. Maybe they need to
for
do
nor
a change
against.
and maybe throw it up as a drone, so it makes a noise. There's a transition period. You know, yeah, it might be you've got to get a laptop out to use the camera, but it would take away so much from the content creator community. Which in virtue is advertising of the game. It's free advertising for them. People are passionate. We know so many people in our community who are passionate about taking screenshots, and I just don't want to take that away. And I'm sure that they will probably look at that and go, "We don't want to take that away either." The positive far outweighs the negative. Silence is compliance, gentlemen. I'm right.
No, just had sneezes. I can imagine they take their screenshots away from first person. I think would be a happy medium, and have ship third person because that really benefits no tactical advantage in a situation. Other than ground vehicles, you could still use it.
I would take that if they
Same
gave us an
strategy
actual
I use
camera.
Yeah, I suppose eventually, obviously, you probably would, but the only issue is controlling a camera is going to be confusing. If you're doing a static picture, then yeah, cool, camera would be awesome. But if you're trying to like capture a moving and action shot, then controlling yourself and another character at the same time effectively is no different to you having a second account in that situation, in the local area. But yeah, I can imagine they'll do something for it. But then it would give purpose to the Reliant Mako having that aerial photography and cinematography, whatever it's called, would be pretty cool.
Just think,
Yeah, and as
because
Chong says, there are dedicated camera ships, so
seem to have lost Hyperion. We don't have the ability of taking photos like this, which is essentially just a long exposure. And as a cameraman, I'd love to be able to do something like that in game. And I could just imagine like a long exposure shot of, say, like Lorville, and you're capturing the clouds go over, but the buildings are obviously fine. Yeah, that could be like, you'd start to see some real art come out of the game. People like setting up for sunrise and sunsets, trying to predict weather patterns when they're fully implemented. That'd be interesting.
Well, long exposure shots would be pretty awesome. Like imagine instead of looking up from Lawville at the clouds, imagine looking down at Lawville, and you could see everyone flying out of Lawville, and the exposure's good enough time where you can actually trace their exhaust trails, kind of thing. So you can just see everyone flying away over the. Do you know when people do that lightning strike shot, and as they capture every lightning strike that happened, kind of thing. It'd be cool capturing everyone that left and seeing all the routes they take as well.
Yeah.
And different, obviously, if they're in an alien ship, it'd be a different exhaust trail kind of thing.
Yeah, so you mean
cool.
light trails?
Yeah. So tracking all that sort of stuff. That would be pretty interesting.
Especially around areas like Area 18. Getting pictures like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be incredible.
Imagine the art if you did that over a combat zone, and you just captured all of the circles and the spirals and all the little joust bits, and every now and then you would just get a little firework of an explosion on the picture. Just like a 10-minute time lapse of it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
What about you, John? Would you like to do photos like that?
I mean, I definitely do. I enjoy the photos. I enjoy taking photos. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Star Citizen is a freaking beautiful game. Light Trove, I think, might be a little too
Niche.
taxing for where we are now. You know what I mean? But I feel like if they would do something like that, we'd have to give something to get that. You know what I mean? I honestly would not mind them taking away engine trails. I'm completely okay with that if they took it away.
I think they need to seriously minimize them. Like an engine trail is only visible for like a second after the ship's actually traversed it, almost as if not like you would see from a fighter, but it's hot air. I don't even know what how the engine's supposed to function in 2154. But like ionized air almost. Imagine if that was the way, then there's a slight remnant for it, and then they just it dissipates very quickly. Would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The Retaliator has 2 engine trails that actually work now. It didn't work before. Only one worked before, and it would alternate which one worked, but they both would work at the same time. But I think now they finally fixed it. The last time I pulled it out, they both work.
That's good then. At least they fixed something.
But I just can't help but think, like a picture like this, replace the tree with your ship, and you've done the research and you've lined everything up properly.
Jesus.
You're gonna open up competitions, like real. I know they have screenshot competitions, which, to be fair, I don't like to call them screenshot because it's like you are lining up and taking the photo and selecting the subject and the composition. So to me, it is a photo. This is some next level. This is like real life photography, but in game, and I could see CIG really sort of like capitalizing on that being something like a real competition. 07 Kyosa.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they capitalize on it now.
They do. I mean, there's a real grandiose sort of feel to having that skill, that's knowledge, skill, and implementation.
And patience and lack of 30k.
Imagine, you've set up this super long time lapse, it's just about to finish, and 30k. Lucky.
Yeah. Imagine that picture you brought up a second ago, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not now, but I'm not even going to put a time limit. CIG could be a while away. But imagine each one of those little stars is like one's Magnus, one's Pyro, one's Sol, one's Terra. I'm testing my knowledge here. One's Nyx.
Some of them can be
all those little places. Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be looking at like
imagine
60 dots in the sky, and that's nothing.
Well, no, 60 dots in the sky, but when it's spun around like that and it's time lapsed over time, that 60 dots would still fill quite a large proportion. It would be good if they had a lot of background remnants of galaxy and stuff like that from very very far away, like in the lore, like it's too far that you can't quantum to or something like that. But if there was like a background picture that kind of worked against, then yeah, you could fill that skyline with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the minute, we haven't even got rotating. We haven't even got orbiting planets yet. So
This is true.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
So we have Kyosa in chat, who is arguably the low-fly king. Welcome. I'd like to know what sort of ships he would like to see coming out. Because
he Arrow Mark II.
I mean, to him, it doesn't matter what you throw at him. He will attempt to low fly it, 890 jump, all the way down to the nimble arrow. He says he's not. He's going to say Grosser is, but he's definitely one of them. He sits up there on the Iron Throne.
I want to see him low fly a javelin. That'll impress me.
Well, have you seen it at the minute? The AI try and low fly javelins already.
Yeah, and they hit the planet every time.
I can imagine low flying a Giga Chad though. The old ironclad low flying one of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That could be quite cool. I want to see Kyosa low fly a Big Benny vending machine.
With or without a tractor beam?
I don't know. I don't know what movie it is. And One Dot, you're older. To be fair, you're both a lot older than me. What's the movie where he rides a nuke out the back of a plane?
Yeah, you look a lot older than us.
Did he just age shame us? What happened here?
He wears camera on. He wears his cap on stream for a reason. Don't just like skip over it.
Yeah.
We'll talk afterwards. You and I. We'll talk afterwards. So he rides a nuke out the back of a plane.
Yeah.
Is this cartoon?
With the not Strange Love. No. It's old though. Is it black and white? I think it was. I want to say it was black and white.
Not my era, mate.
Pull up off your Yeah, of course, Apple's older than all of us.
Combined.
Yeah. To be fair, combined plus IQs. Yeah, pull it up on off screen there, Pete, and have see if you can find a video.
Apple says it's black and white.
Oh, Kyosa, just wonder if I can do it. Or message me it. That's just a Nightbot thing.
Send it over Discord, bud. Okay.
Yeah, send it over Discord. I set it up for the people that.
Is this is this a fighting in the war room film?
Apple again.
I've recognised. I've seen a screenshot. Yes, it is. See, like, I know my knowledge. I've never seen it, but is it the ending? Is it?
I don't know where it is in it. Well, judging by the fact he was riding a nuke.
Kong rides the bomb. Okay. We really want to watch this. Is this the unreleased ship you want to see? You want the ability to ride a nuke?
No, we need to Photoshop that to a Big Benny vending machine, and then just Photoshop Kyosa on top of that.
I see what you mean.
So, yeah, that's the reference. I didn't actually want to ride a nuke.
Right, I'm going to try and load this in the background.
You can already do that. Try and ride a Colossus bomb.
So, question. I have a question for the both of you. Do you think that one of the unannounced ship is the Expanse?
No, because it's been announced.
No. It's been announced, but they haven't announced that they're working on it. That's kind of how I look at it whenever they say unannounced.
This is ships I've never seen.
They say that. I don't know if I believe them though.
So if it's not on the RSI ship matrix, it's unannounced. Yeah, like in the pictures in the sitcom video, there's the picture of is it the E1, is it the Zeus, but the picture of the Zeus. That's obviously announced. But yeah, that will go onto that list of the 7 ships that we probably should get onto. And actually see if we can maybe go through some of those 7 ships and think and theory craft what's coming.
Well, did they actually say ships? And would ships cover vehicles as well?
Let me find out what they said. Because they use that term very loosely, don't they?
Ships, vehicles. Well, they usually, if they say ground vehicles, if they're specifying a ground vehicle, they usually say ground vehicle.
Yeah.
When they're being rather ambiguous, they'll say unannounced vehicles to imply it could be a ship, it could be a ground vehicle.
What if it's the both?
Yeah.
But
ships in. I got a feeling.
What if it's a boat?
I've got a feeling.
Big boat, mate.
It's going to be the Atlas platform that was conveniently next to the Galaxy and the Pioneer for the base building. That'll be one of them. It's got to be.
I would love an Atlas platform for the reason of they'll then release an Atlas quadruple pack. And I like all the Atlas platform vehicles. They're all really cool.
Would be cool.
I don't know whether that's my background, my career background, but I like I like those vehicles. They do look pretty good.
So, when it's it, here it is. The Idris being a low flown. I'm not sure what's happening with the textures on the ground, and then this is that's Defender, isn't it? Or vote. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm seeing that terrain warning flicker on and off. So you kind of need to get a little bit lower.
I want these in real life. I want these for CitizenCon.
You don't need those.
No, but I want them. There's a difference between need. I need water, I need food, the occasional hug and a pat on the back and you go, boy. But I want them.
Are they some of the flare that when you die stays on your body? Because there's quite a lot of flare in game that even when you die, it stays there. Like it will still be on your body. And I wonder if the amount that Kyosa probably crashes into the ground.
Okay.
They are, yeah. So
our boys got their big bucks.
Yeah, so what he's saying is you can duplicate them and then give them to Quantum Dispatch.
No, because he would need to be wearing them when he dies.
Yeah,
dude, you can go in the subscriber shop and buy these. These are a couple of patterns.
What? Kyosa's ones?
These are in the store. I'll bring them up.
Oh, right. No, don't bring them up. I'm going to bring them up myself and buy them. What is it? Is it subscriber flare?
Yeah, I believe it's subscriber store, yeah. It's not new either. It's quite an old item on the store. But we're not here to talk about glasses.
You should. Well, I am.
You are now. But no.
I am now.
I don't know. I would still like to see competition come from other manufacturers. I want to see other manufacturers and alien manufacturers. I want to see their take on salvaging and mining and just everything. Like they. I mean, yes, they've got the who's the Rylan made by? Is it Gatak, isn't it?
Gatak.
Which is Jian, or I believe.
No, it's Gatak.
Gatak isn't a species, is it?
It is. No, it's not. Gatak it's Jian.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Gatak.
It's some alien. I'm a Gatak.
Don't let BJ wind you up.
Make me double check myself. Yeah, so they've got logistical capability, but okay, well, where's your mining? Where's your salvaging? What are you transporting? Frogs? Lettuce?
You say frogs?
I did.
Lettuce?
I don't know why frogs was the first thing coming to mind. Aren't they? They're turtles, aren't they?
Why was lettuce the second thing?
Hyperion. I think
Yes.
I think our friend here is getting too old now.
Yeah.
He's
I don't
losing his
know.
mind a little bit.
Hey, I've got a
Bro,
tortoise in
just
the other
notice.
room. Jian is tortoise, isn't it? Let's see a
Neon?
picture.
Are they tortoise people? Turtle people?
One chat, help me out. Yes, they are.
Tortoise.
There you go.
No,
So they eat
that's
lettuce. I don't know where the turtles come from. He looks like a turtle. So, because maybe he's a cannibal. I don't know. Control.
Totally turtle.
Hey man, it's a totally turtle world right here. Right, cannibal.
Dog eat a turtle turtle.
There is nothing of nothing found for cannibals, so they are not cannibals. At least not established in law. Don't even know where they begin. But anyway,
Well,
we're
no.
deviating. They are the only ones that have logistical capability, but they're not transporting anything because they don't have mining or salvaging ships. Where are the salvaging and mining ships? I need them. Need them.
Banu or Groot. Then
I
reptile panthers.
can see that.
Reptile
Apple.
panthers.
Yeah, I can understand what you want to see, like the utilitarian ships of armor manufacturers. Maybe if we saw Isperia, because obviously Isperia, they redesign and repurpose alien ships. Maybe that could work, but yeah, I don't know. I think obviously we're never going to see anything Vandal. You ain't going to see any Vandal ships that are utilitarian in a way, purely because of how battle pictures work. There will never be a utilitarian Vandal ship ahead of the line. Not until we've got every system in the verse in, kind of thing. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like a Gattack salvage vehicle.
Yeah.
Although, is that more like do the Xi'an usually focus? I know the Banu focus more on trading. So hence obviously the Banu with the merchantman. Plus, I think in law the Banu have like special drinks, and one of the drinks is to like it's like a drug that aids in trading, like bartering almost. It's
Alcohol.
like if you take a potion in Skyrim. No, it's like if you take a potion in Skyrim and then it just starts giving you like plus 100 speech. There is a little potion for it. So I think each of the aliens like have certain areas that they do. Obviously, like the Vandal, they just kill everything. And I think the Banu are supposed to be traders, but yeah, I don't know. I would like to see something, maybe even just Isperia, something that's designed off of an alien ship, not necessarily an alien ship.
So Hyperion, you've put how do I pronounce that? Krthak.
Attack.
Okay.
Attack.
Well, they don't have a visual, I'm afraid.
No, they don't. But they are in lore. Apparently, the Xi'an are fighting them. I think. I want to say they're in a fight with the Xi'an currently on the other side of their empire.
Interesting. It's going to be really interesting how the star system works. Is it going to be dynamic? You know, some planets going to be like temporarily held by factions or species, and then we come in, take them over, establish the British Empire.
Bring back the British Galactic Empire.
Now!
No.
Now! I want it now! But
Execute Order Yorkshire Tea.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's some stuff I'd like to see. I'd like to see the return of racing. I'm kind of hoping it comes with the new Saber variant, the Peregrine? Question mark?
Yeah.
Peregrine. Peregrine.
Peregrine.
There's definitely an R after the G.
Yeah, Peregrine.
But you put a U in there.
Peregrine.
You said
Peregrine.
Penguin. Penguin.
Penguin. You sounded like
Oh
The kid that's
god.
reading the book.
what's the no. Do you know the guy who plays Doctor Strange? That really
Oh,
good. I know.
Benedict
Forgot his name.
Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Do you know he can't say penguin?
Can he not?
No, right. After this, after the podcast, and anyone watching, go and search Benedict Cumberbatch saying penguin,
Penguin.
because what you did there with Peregrine is pretty much what he does with penguin.
Penguin.
Definitely watch that after the fact. Yeah, it's quite funny. He had to have like a speech coach to try and teach him how to say penguin.
Gosh.
But yeah, but I mean, racing could. Oh, actually, a little bit of a digression back to other manufacturers. I would love to see an alien racing ship,
Yes.
like a Vandal speeder. Would be pretty cool.
I think it'd be menacing as well because they don't just be like, oh, we're just going to race. It's racing with, they're going to get something. A bit like the hounds
And the ship
racing.
is going to be like it's going to be like a blade as well. Like it's going to be a snub that's designed to like poke other ships or something. Like whether the way the design will work, maybe not like the swept wings, like the blade or the scythe or anything like that have, but maybe like the actual nose of the snub is pointy. Like I'm going back to pointy bits again. But yeah, like I think that would be really cool, especially with the new alien reconcept. That would look pretty cool. A mouldy snub.
I don't want it. I'm quite happy with the glaives the way it is.
I do.
Moldy snub?
Yeah. Have you seen? Yeah. That's not a euphemism, Hyperion. As a like an elite dangerous player, going off of some of the ships from like the elite world, the alien ships, where they actually look alien, rather than something like the scythe or the blade. Now they look manufactured, and then they're made to look that way. Where if it's all like infected, almost looking and moldy, I think that would look really. That kind of adds the alien part of it. Yeah, I think, but a snub would be pretty cool if it's alien.
Quite like Swanky's idea in the chat is you take over a station that's sort of like derelict and you fix it up and it's like your org location. That'd just be like having a Bengal.
Yeah.
Why did you say Bengal like that? What's going on with you?
I try to wind you up.
He's drunk. Did any of you ever play Elder Scrolls Online?
No.
I honestly, I had DMV that day, and I played it from midnight to 4 a.m. I was like, okay, I'll go to bed, and then I called in sick. I just went into work. It was like, no, just wasn't for me. I never picked up afterwards.
Well, so I mained that game. I got like thousands of hours in that game, across accounts. And in the center, there's a PvP area, and it's like a triangular. It's got pointy bits, a map location, and it's got tons of little like forts through it, and you could capture the fort, and that would then like give you benefits and stuff like that. It also creates supply lines in the way. I would love to actually see the entirety of the verse, maybe like in the low sec areas. For example, if PO reappears like as a derelict station in Nyx, orgs could take control of that station, and you could still use that station and use the utilities and all of it and all that sort of stuff. But as an org, you could then change the prices. You can influence certain things, but you owned it as an org, and that was broadcast to everybody. It's kind of like how it works on Elder Scrolls Online, where you could go on the map and you can see who owned it, and then there was like an org leader, like the king. I can't remember what it's called in here. So that gained a ton of buffs, stuff like that. I think that would be really really cool. But yeah, no. I've always said capturing locations. Some of my most entertaining days that I've ever had was taking part in PO takeovers. where you just have an org like just grief the hell out of not grief. Set up a security cordon around Port Olisar. And yeah, and charging people.
An
Physically
illegal
actually charging
checkpoint.
people UEC. No, it wasn't illegal. No, it was all above board. I had my papers. And
You
yeah.
need to
Forged
work on your
papers.
verbal judo.
So there were papers. They were tea stained and blood stained, but it's besides the point. But PO takeovers were really cool. Anyone that was around during back when PO was around and actually took part in that, they would understand the same thing. The takeovers were class. They were awesome. And that's where all the PvP happened, because it all went out to chat. And then someone turned around and went, you know what, I could take these guys on. And then they'll jump in their hammered head thinking they were cool, and no, there's an entire org sitting there.
If you could take over one of these stations and run your own security detail, so you go up, you scan someone, it comes up on their ship, you're being scanned, you can tap into their comms and say, we are scanning you, come to a halt, or just like the AI does right now, and they decide to run, whatever, and you can take them out, and you basically, you're keeping hold of your own station area, but you're also wanting to provide, say, refueling and stuff like that, as long as everyone behaves, you can offer those services and role play that element. And I know Swanky loves his role play. It's probably part of the reason why he would really like to have that ability to take over a station. But that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, would be, especially with Pyro as well. I think we're going to start seeing that as well. If they don't add the armistice sort of part of it, or they severely minimize it, we're going to start seeing physical like shows of forces at stations and just stopping people in and out. I hope. For no reason.
So thoughts on some of the unannounced ships? Question mark.
Right, Hyperion, just tell us to get back on track. Don't drop us in there. Unannounced ships. I think I'm kind of hoping for a couple of, and I've said this before, but ships that can't quantum jump. So, like, your MPOVs.
Yeah.
But ships that are designed to fly in atmosphere and stuff like that, like snub ships, but not necessarily a snub. Imagine a larger ship, maybe in the size of like a MSR, maybe a little bit smaller, but it's designed to haul around like big cargo in certain areas, maybe quantum sensitive cargo, and you have to fly it from one city on the moon to one city on the moon, one city on a planet to like one of the mining outposts somewhere else. Because I think that could be really good for people, because it will get them into locations that you don't pop into. So everyone goes to like orbital markers, and then they goes to the city markers, but there's so much planet that's left like unexplored in and around those areas. And we know there's somewhere, allegedly, there's a cave filled with picos and stuff like that. Like there's a couple of little teasers and stuff like that hidden around. It would be really cool to be able to take people into situations they've never been in before. We know they worked so hard on their water technology for like their valleys and stuff like that. Probably half of the stuff they've worked on has never been seen. So I think that would be quite cool.
Well, confirmed from Shenzhen Barsetson that fishing is coming. So there's going to be boats. That would be pretty cool to land with your 890 and just everyone get on the deck and just.
No, get off.
No, the 890, you just lower the ramp and you just scoop all the fish out.
Yep.
Like
Exactly.
Take your submarine.
The hanger. Or the carrack. No, the carrack actually. Just open the mouth at the front and just like scoop it all up. Like a big basking shark.
Well, those cargo pods on the bottom are supposed to be detachable.
Yeah. Drop them off, let them submerge, and then pick them up again.
Mm-hmm.
And just turn it into a a heavy whaling vessel or whatever they're called, or the big fishery vessels. Instead of fishing, just abuse that mechanic they're going to add in. Do you think they're going to add a ship? Not a ship. Well, it is a ship. A boat.
No.
I mean, they're working on this water tech a lot. They're actually working on, and it would physically do some there is like a displacement mechanic. I mean, granted it's T0, but we've seen pictures of, and annoyingly, they're all Origin ships. They are all in the water, and they look like they're floating. But could you imagine? Can you imagine actually having you fly your ship over, and you could, as One Dark said, you're 890 and you've got a little not necessarily submersible, but a ship that's neutrally buoyant, and you can
400 though.
sail around. Well, yeah, I think it's something smaller though. Like you could just have a little ship that bounces around in the water and goes around for no reason, to be honest.
I can only think of those little
Offshore.
craft like we've got in London. Do you know the yellow boat taxis?
What the Uber ones?
No. Let me go and find a picture of it.
The yellow boat taxis. I'd like to see a hoverquad. Not hoverquad. Hovercraft. That's a point
Well,
actually. Do the hover
I,
vehicles go on water?
I want a Origin hover tank.
A hover tank.
I want to see
We know the Hondas
Consolidated
don't
Outland
on
do
both
that.
maps.
Like the big one
Yeah.
from the creator. If you haven't
Could you
seen the creator, it's
imagine
decent.
the Nomad with cut the top off, turn it into a pickup?
There
Oh,
you
that's pretty cool actually. Yeah, I can imagine that. That's what the E1's going to be like.
go.
That is the E1.
This is the Drake
What?
E1. Yeah, this is.
This is the Drake E1. The actual E1's gonna be nice.
I've never actually been on one, but I've seen seen them quite a lot around the city.
How do
Yeah.
they? Well, I know how they work. How do they function? Is the question.
But you know how boats work, and you know how cars work. Just imagine them both mixed together.
Yeah, because
That doesn't make any sense.
unless they did like a dock where you spawned your ship in the dock, then yeah, and that's a very niche case use. So
Listen, they can make extra stuff like that
we would
when they
buy
give
it.
me what they owe me.
What do
Alright?
they owe you?
Give me the things you owe me. All the stuff that I want.
Please
Then
don't
they can.
say the master pack.
I always forget that I even have that.
Imagine they replace the biodome, or they add another module on the Endeavour, and it's basically a big pool, and you can just put your boats in there. That'd be pretty cool. And you can fish in them. Fisheries. Oh, fishery domes. There we go. Done. Nailed it. But you can just park your boats in there at the same time.
Titan suit.
No, don't want a Titan suit. This ain't Fallout.
Spider tick. The mining tick. Apple said something about the
Yeah, I
Van der
think it
Water and
was.
the someone else.
Oh,
Spider thing.
yeah.
The spider thing is that's the mining tick. I think that's what they call them.
I'm looking for. Does anyone remember this film? This is what I think of when I hear about this walker that does all the mining and stuff. Is Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, the Drake Walker. Spider tank. That sounds awesome.
There's not enough. There ain't enough air ducts on that for that to be a Drake vehicle.
Like it's all open.
There's no random air pipe.
No actual skin armor on it.
Well, no, there ain't. What else? We know what else is coming though, don't we? We sat down through the 7 ships, because we saw that sneak peek, the door sneak peek. but we don't know much about it, do we?
It's a misc.
It's a misc ship. It's a misc door. I mean, they're not going to be working on the Odyssey. Like, It's got to be the. It's got to be realistic. It's got to be the whole B, hasn't it? Surely,
That would be interesting now.
because the whole B would be good. It's got good statistics. It will kind of like bridge a decent gap
It's been announced.
in the cargo world.
That has been announced.
Yeah, yeah, that has been announced. But how many unannounced ships are there?
Because even if it was like
Out of that 7.
As many as they say.
Well, no, out of that 7 though, because they said a certain number of unannounced ships, didn't they?
they said 7, not several. They said 7. One of which
They
is
said 7 ships.
in final art, which is clearly going to be the Saber variant.
But that weren't 7 unannounced ships, though, was it? It was like
Yes.
4 announced and 2 unannounced or something.
It was
I couldn't find
something
the
like that.
message.
It was
Yeah,
something like that, yeah.
it wasn't 7 unannounced ships. I'm gonna have to find it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find it. All right, chat. Talk amongst yourselves.
But I think they were right to release the Saber variants in the order they have, because if they released this one, I might not have gone for the Firebird, but they released the Firebird first to feed the thirst. But
Feed the FOMO.
They're trickling them out slowly.
Why do you say that with so much disgust on your mouth?
It's
I
ships.
don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. Don't wipe your mouth like that.
Oh, I don't wipe my mouth.
No, I know.
Okay, was it one dot?
I just went that.
Yeah.
Stop wiping your mouth, one dot.
How dare you?
That you're dirty pig.
I'm
Oh no, I stand corrected. 7 unannounced ships.
Thank you very much.
Really?
Yeah, no. So, but that's mad because they've said 7 unannounced ships, but there are ships that they have announced that they haven't specified whether they're working on. So it could be a whole B.
I swear, like 2 weeks ago,
still-
like there's nothing else we're working on. I promise. I swear, nothing apart from
Yeah,
That
they
is
said
what they said. They said that they were working on only the stuff. Well, they didn't say only. Never mind. I take that back.
Not
They did
only,
not say
but
only the stuff that was shown. But still,
everyone
like,
whose
they
projects
have
were finished
these
were
ships.
on the Polaris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they have
you know,
they have all these ships that they showed during freaking Citizen Con. That how many have we got? 6? No, 5. 5 out of 10.
Oh,
I
no,
think.
so
but do you know what
Okay.
what else they've said that hasn't turned out to be factually correct? They said they were never going to sell the F8. So
Yeah, pissed me off.
realistically, you can never take what they say as gospel. There's always like a ladle of salt that comes with like everything. But I like
a
the way they've worded
ladle
it.
of
They said
salt, not a
work on
sprinkle.
as,
Oh,
no, not a pinch of
truckload.
salt.
Come on,
It's a
bring the
ladle.
salt.
Yeah. It's a whole of Bonneville salt flat. It's like the whole thing. But no, I think the way they've worded it specifically, they've said continued work on 7 unannounced ships, making you think that obviously there are 7 unannounced ships in the pipeline, but there's all the other ships that have been announced, which could be a whole B.
I really want the
And
Legionnaire,
obviously,
man.
I know they've already said though, but then again, they said the Zeus ain't coming, and that's going to be here by Halloween apparently. So the Legionnaire, I think when the Legionnaire comes out, I would actually probably end up melting some ships, not to afford it, but because I'm just going to fly it so much, there's no point me owning some ships.
I've got too many ships. Is it? I'm looking to consolidate down and just have a finger in each of the pies that I want to have a finger in.
What are you thinking?
Pies. Stay on task.
No, pies. Yeah, pies. I mean, having a lot of ships, I mean, it's going to be good because you can just melt them all anyway, and sell them. You know what you'd want just in the meantime while you base build personal hubs in cities that you can rent. You've already got personal hubs. They're just when you leave them, they're not yours anymore. Although by the picture that Ronan put on Twitter, that you woke up with someone T-posing in his bed.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
Like it was in him, like, and it was a T-pose as well. Like that was the perfect like start as a meme.
What was his caption? Was that I don't know who to be afraid or turned on or something?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
So
I kind of wish that you had the habs that you got in the elevator and it went straight to your hangar. Not like in cities, but if you could set your spawn location and you could set your personal hangar to be like a space station, and you just go straight from the hab to the hangar, it would be quite cool.
that would be.
Or having a bed in a hangar.
I still like.
You just bed log straight from.
I still like Magnus's idea of using the Sulan in the corner as is his little. If you've ever been to like one of these like flying schools that exist in like massive hangars, like glider schools and stuff, they have little porta cabins inside where they conduct all their business, and sometimes they have the accommodation in there. When I did gliding, my accommodation was inside the hangar with the aircraft. Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be really cool. This is the sneak peek of the door. Hold the door. This is one we were saying was Misk, wasn't it? But or is this? I can't help but feel like this little window on just that one side is also a little bit like the Valkyrie.
No, it's Misk.
I know it's Misk, but just a little window. It's like.
Yeah, but it's the same as the Prospector though, and the windows are I think the window's the same size and shape as the Prospector one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put it into the game now, and I'm gonna jump in all my Misk ships.
Yeah, just right. So you reckon it's at the Prospector door?
The Prospector door, yeah, it's the one that's in between the cockpit to the main bay, but also the Hull series as well. They have very similar ships.
And it's corridor.
Yeah. That's what makes me think it's the Hull B though, because obviously the Hull B is supposed to expand a bit. I don't know whether in the Hull B you're supposed to still be able to access the back part, just like a smaller version of the C. It makes sense if there was a door there still. But
just browsing.
You know what I want?
Ooh.
I want a dedicated Origin fighting ship.
I don't think they will though, because
it's too luxury.
Origins like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're supposed to let other people do the combat.
And that's true. However, when the Vandal come knocking, everybody needs to be able to fight.
No, because you'll be running.
And I'm not going
on your
nowhere.
890, you'll just still be running away.
I will hit you with the 890. CJ, we've talked about this already.
Yeah, and I've taken an 890 out of an arrow, so it's not.
Do it now.
I've got a clip with it.
None of my do it now.
Do it now, all right.
With master modes.
Okay.
Yeah, you fly it then.
I got you.
So you say it's like the door between the cockpit and the rest of the Prospector, right?
Well, I'm seeing what you've got up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure at some point that's changed.
I've lost the other tab now.
I don't know.
There's another one here. Like this one is from a long time ago, so this is around the verse. Same door as what we just saw, and I was thinking, well, given the time, it's been a long time since I was in Prospector, but it definitely looks like what's in the Starfarer. Look up Starfarer
I've
doors.
seen that door panel before. I've seen it. It definitely feels recognizable. I wonder if it's in the docking corridor of the Hull C. It might be that one. I am gonna have to boot the game up. because I'm not going to sleep now
Then
until I've sold that one.
if it's the same as the ones that's in the Starfarer, that would make it so. We're now doing investigations. This is the sort of stuff we do offline before we
Starfarer.
subject people.
The Starfarer isn't RSI.
That's what Google was saying.
No, it's
it says the Starfarer Robert Space. I was double guessing myself. I was like, I'm sure we said it was a MISC, but yeah. Foundry.
Yeah, it's not pointing enough.
Ships. Too many ships. This is a ship I actually don't own. Don't really have much interest in it. But just note from the recent mission. And every now and again, GFA brings his out.
What you were saying about the Sulan though, sitting in the corner. I'm waiting for Swanky's giveaway announcement to see who won.
It's happened.
Because has it happened? Is it?
It's happened. No, it was not. It was you, but then they said we're not going to give it to CJ, so it's going to go to someone else.
Fair. Well, that cutter would have been in the corner of my personal hab, and it would have been used as a body storage vehicle. So back door would have been opened, and it would have been my fish tank. You know, you've all got fish tank with fish in it. I'm going to try and just put as many bodies in there as I can.
It's literally just one referral. Get some friends.
Don't know where to find them.
Reddit. On what game should I play this year? And you go, Star Citizen. Here you go. Here's a link. Try it out. They go, oh, okay, I've got to sign up. Poof, and they're in. And then they look at the game. They might do a free fly. They might buy in. Who knows?
And then he's just gonna scam citizen. You can't pick anyone up off Reddit. So why don't we then leave this investigative work down to offline gameplay, and then reconvene once we've got
for sure
better intelligence.
Every fifth episode should be ships talk. So the giveaway was won by a gentleman called Sharks Bite.
Oh, I know him. He said give it to me.
I'm sure.
That's what he said.
I'm sure he did.
He said redraw. Yeah, I've got the message here. I won't dox him though, so I'm not going to share it. So just take my word for it. No, though. Congrats if he takes that. It's a good little ship.
It's really kind of Spanky to do that, because that wasn't from our side. That was from his own pocket. But that's the hallmark of someone that believes in themselves and their brand. That's why we have him on here, because we believe in him as well.
Yeah.
For a second, I forgot he's in chat. Hello.
Yeah. Do we all believe in him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'll take that back.
Just you. We'll just end you there. But I think that's probably about as far as we can really take it on the 7 unannounced ships for now.
Annoyingly, it isn't, but we have time constraints.
We do, but
that's the reason.
We know what one is, although it's unannounced. We know what it is. It's the Saber variant. Second one, no, because that's unannounced.
One's a Fat Fury.
Oh yeah, the what was the Fat Fury? The actual leak name Guardian was the rumored name. Yeah,
the Mirai Guardian.
Which,
as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping it can carry 12 Furies in the back, and then they just all disperse out. That'd be pretty cool. Proper pocket carrier.
You stop winding them up.
Why? Why? Just why?
Well, the big one.
But I do think, we're looking at the Atlas platform as well. That's got to be one of them.
Yeah, hopefully. The building Atlas platform. Yeah.
Could we see other vehicles?
Maybe.
Oh, I still want to see a little pickup truck. They're like a little Japanese sort of like style, little like low loader on the back sort of deal, but just hover from Consolidated Outlands or something like that.
Like a nomad, just a shrunk down nomad.
Yeah.
Miss Raptor actually could be a shout.
Do we
'Cause you could just take
really
the,
believe it's the rubbish
No,
thing?
no.
It
But I'm
sounded
saying,
forced to me.
Imagine Miss Raptor, but instead of it being the street sweeper, you've got the whole street sweeping part taken off the back, and now it's just a pickup. It's like a little little John Deere, little like golf caddy thing,
Hmm.
and you just drive around. It's got the little thing on the back, but like a
Or
little low loader truck. Slam it, get some neons on it. Oh,
you,
that'd
you,
be cool.
you take the sweeper things off the front, and it becomes the misc version of the Grey Cat Rock. You just like.
I would love to see. I would love to see some competition in the manufacturing brands, especially in the trade specific manufactured chips.
What if they released two at the same time that
Yeah.
did the same function? I know from a marketing standpoint, it wouldn't make much sense because people would be like, "Oh, I can't afford both. I'm just going to buy one or the other." But it would be interesting to see how it would be taken. Would people take it on the utilitarian side of things? Would people research the difference between the two, or would they just go on pure just looks alone?
Or just fanboy.
Yeah.
Like if they released an Origin one and a Drake one, I know obviously the Origin one would probably not do as well. And I personally would buy the Drake one, and if it's anything to go off by like the Pulse, I would buy like 13 of them. But yeah, imagine that every manufacturer and they release the same competitive ship from every manufacturer, just purely for statistics,
That would have been cool.
just to see which one sold more. It was the same ship, just different badges, different design style. It did the same statistically. It did the same thing.
Do you know what that would
Cost the
work
same.
for? Was the racing idea we had where all vehicles had to fit a certain, a bit like Formula One, yeah, where it was like they had to fit that sort of like one chassis sort of like rule, but slightly different variations. They can put their own touch on it. So you have your Origin versus your Anvil, etc. Would be if they created a vehicle for that race and it came out from all manufacturers that were partaking in that particular race at that moment in time. That would be interesting. A lot of work, but it'd be interesting to see because you're right. You would see people fanboy, and then you would see the whales coming and going, everything. Which one do you want? Yes. I know. Which one? Yes. Okay.
And it's based off Formula One, so two of every one as well, because you need both drivers.
Yeah, this is true.
I reckon
You have your own.
What
if they only allowed you to choose one or two, and you had like the same car from 8 different manufacturers or the same vehicle from 8?
Oh, yeah, limited like the Glaive.
Yeah.
Not Glaive. Yeah, Glaive.
You could only choose 2.
But that's a conversation for a different day. Maybe a theory crafting ships episode.
Yeah.
And okay. I think Hyperion needs to go to sleep.
It's been a long day for me.
I'm tired.
I'm looking forward to
it. You guys are rather relaxing.
Oh, is it the dulcet tones?
We put him to sleep. We'll just talk about Drake. So, any last questions from chat?
That'll do it.
Whilst they're doing that, we have, if I can find it, the video you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah.
It's a Kyoso on his penny machine.
Yeah, that would be so cool. What did he say? He actually said, "Give me a week" as well, or something like that. So I think he's gonna do it.
Oh man, this would be a fantastic video.
I require tagging in that Kyoso when it comes out, and I look forward to seeing it.
That'd be brilliant.
But yeah, obviously, if we're gonna call it there, then
yep, silence is compliance. They've all gone to sleep.
Appreciate the views. So So you've got Swanky there. We've had Chong come in.
Kyosa.
Banana Penguin.
Dark fruit
Kyosa.
snore.
Apples.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
No, we can't call him by his actual name. Yeah, quite a few people today. And if anyone's still hanging out there, then find out what that sneak peek is of that Misk, maybe not Misk ship.
Yeah, we'll look into that. And then Thursday, I think, is our next one. I'm not sure what we're lining up to talk about just yet. I think we're waiting to see if anything sort of comes out of the woodwork. If it seems to be getting to that stage where everything's kind of minimizing. They're giving like little breadcrumbs here and there, but gearing up for the next patch.
Well, Foundation first, isn't it?
This is true.
More than likely. So yeah.
What skin for what vehicle would you like to see? When does that even start?
All of them.
We had that last year.
Sometime between now and I think it was August. I want to say early August.
No, it's this month.
Foundation Festival.
But they didn't say what date.
It's normally mid-July.
Oh, is it? Oh, so soon then. I wonder if they're going to try and they're waiting for Evo. The builds from Evo, and then they're going to drop it on 0.24. Because I mean, one of the trades that they're going to be teaching is going to be cargo, isn't it? So.
Oh yeah, they would be, huh?
So it might be useful for that.
You do raise a valid point. But I'm hoping they bring back the arrow skin from 2 years ago. It's one that I missed out on. But arguably one of the best looking skins from the Foundation pack. All Sea Festival skin. Yeah, they go nice with it. Right, I'm happy. You happy? Are you happy?
Always happy.
So with that said,
show Drake Mules. Get the word out there.
Yes. Right, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in the future, and next one being on Thursday.